What's up, ladies and gents, scums and skags, and all like? We are going to be doing something new on this channel that I am occasionally going to be doing when I see a band that's interesting enough to do so on old school, new school, local, or unlocal. This is kind of close to the review segments that I did a while ago, but I don't have access to my camera, so we're just going to do this old-fashioned documentary style. And today we're going to be looking at the junk rock, trash punk pioneers, Sloppy Seconds. Get your battle jacket on, throw on your favorite B-rated horror movie, and get ready to listen to some really good old-school garage horror punk known as Sloppy Seconds. Found in Indiana. I'm pretty sure in the mid 80s, Sloppy Seconds started out with their vinyl, first 7 inches and then some, and that has some originals and covers on it. Nothing too special about it. I do like a few songs off of it. One of them is Human Waste, and I really love the acoustic version and B.A. singing in that one, even though it's kind of funny. If you know B.A. and you hear him in like a folk punk setting, it's fucking hilarious when you think about it. I got a few experiences with these people, so I'm going to talk about personal experiences before we get to like facts or what their music's like and stuff. I saw these people at Savage Mountain Punk Fest 2022. I grew up on Sloppy Seconds, so it was a headliner that I was dying to see, and I was very excited to see them. I literally came in there in the beginning of the day and stayed all the way until the last set of the night, which was Sloppy Seconds, and the bar was just not having it until they came up, and then it was packed from front to back. These guys aren't famous, but they're well renowned to be underground famous. I found them when I was 12, and my dad had a lot of music on his laptop. He was in the music scene, so he was into a lot of punk, hardcore, deathcore, metal, stuff like that, you know. And one of the albums that really stood out to me on that laptop was The album Destroyed by Sloppy Seconds is the one that caught my attention first time. The first time I heard the album personally, I was on a field trip in elementary school, and it came up on my iPod when I loaded all my dad's music onto it. It has such classics such as Janie is a Nazi, Tracy Come Back, Black Roses, and High School Girls. Cliche 80s horror-based Ramones core, but with some slight human trajectory subjects such as, religious bashers to people being skinheads, or the weird porno industry of the 80s, not checking people's age fully, and like the classic horror theme songs such as Horror on Party Beach and a bunch of others that I'll get into later down in this video. They were a really taboo band from their non-filterage, of course, as much punk bands do that. I find Sloppy Seconds special because they didn't stick to the regular same old trajectories of subjectory. They didn't talk about casual politics or cleaning up the streets or anything like that. Instead, they have fun, good songs such as Shut Up and Pour Me a Drink, where it's saying, I don't give a fuck if I'm an alcoholic. I want to drink a goddamn beer. I sit here to pay you to pour my drink, not complain to me. Or you also got amazing songs like This Is Your Brain on Drugs, which in my opinion is one of my favorite songs to smoke to. Really slow trash rock jam there that I personally suggest for people that are in the band. If they like more of their slower jams instead of their sped up stuff. Then you got tracks like Nightmare Theater, which is taking the classic cliche subjectory of being a loner that's into horror movies. I don't care what you see in her. I'm watching Nightmare Theater all alone on my couch on Friday night. Like they openly talk about being standouts, and that's what I kind of liked about them growing up. And seeing them live was a whole different experience. I'm going to pop a picture of me and the lead singer up here, right there. And it was cool meeting him. It was probably like one of the highlights of my life. When they first started, it was borderline insane. The pit didn't even take 5 minutes. It was a suicide pit. I wouldn't even be able to go in there myself. And they're not even like a hard punk band. It's just like the fact that it's just an old classic respected band, and they're pretty good. Their albums ranged a lot from Destroyed, 7 Inches and Then Some, Knock Your Block Off, More Trouble Than They're Worth, which questionably is my least favorite album. I do not like More Trouble Than We're Worth that much. I feel like that was their sellout point album-wise. I do like a few tracks on it, such as 15 Minutes or It's Free and Let's Kill the Trendy, which one of them is talking about being a pizza delivery guy and hating his job. And then, of course, the other one being about hating the popular and hating the standard casual, highty-tighty follower kind of personality that I would have loved in middle of the high school years of my life when I was just starting to listen to them again, when I was getting back into punk rock after I was taking a break from rap. Don't worry, it also comes with its downsides. I'm not just kissing this band's ass because they're old childhood favorites. Let's talk about something in my reviews that no other reviewer really talks about unless it was just like mentioned for a second or a minute from what I used to watch. I used to watch a lot of music reviewers. That's kind of how I got my taste for a while when I was being basic. I'm glad I don't do that anymore. But it was cool learning about the albums and learning about the artists and seeing what people thought about it for a while. Let's talk about how the music makes you feel. In my opinion, I am an empath, so I feel feelings a lot, and I like listening to music that relate to my feelings or to steer me in a better mood, all right? No one's going to be walking around angry saying, oh, God, I got to fucking put on sloppy seconds and think about how much I hate life. You're never going to listen to them when you're angry. They're not a band to listen to when you're pissed. They're not a band to listen to when you're sad. You can't really relate to their lyrics when it's a downside. They're more of like an upbeat, you're in a good mood, it's the summer, you're out with the dudes, you're about a few beers in, maybe a few bong rips in, you want to listen to some good old rock but don't want to play anything too hard. Or you don't want to play any hardcore punk, but you want something socially acceptable. Sloppy Seconds was that kind of music with me and my group of friends for a while. But, just the downsides mainly is just you can't relate to them. And you can't listen to their music and have strong feelings or emotional attachment to it. Mine's more of a sentimental, nostalgic attachment, not an emotional attachment. Like something that would feel strong, like a really strong emotional connection to like a lyric or a strong emotional connection to a message. I like some of their quirky-ish, wacky, taboo, subjectory topics that they talk about, but I don't agree with any of them. But it's fucking hilarious to hear, and it's fun to see performed live. More than anything, and I don't know, I feel like they're not talked about much, so I thought I would do a little review, a little retrospective, and give people a little suggestion of what started my roots into punk. This was one of the bands that first got me into it, so big respect to Sloppy Seconds. They are definitely a old head in the scene, and they've been around for more than a lot of our bands have been. And I fucking love them. I love that they're underground. I love that they're ridiculous. I love that they're wacky. And they're just a band. They're a band that you would want to listen to if you want to have fun. I wouldn't take their band seriously, but I would have fun. They're a fun kind of band. So I would rate them in a total ability 7 out of 10. 7 because I like the sped up optimistic sounds when they're playing their music. Their tongue-to-cheek lyrics that sometimes make you chuckle if you're in the right mood. And their on-stage demeanor is amazing. The singer is fucking hilarious. I had never seen a man just drop his pants and then continue. It was amazing. He smelled like bologna. Well, either way, that was Sloppy Seconds. I guess it's like a half roast, half review, but straight up, all respect to them. I have no hatred for the band. I just like to make things funny. Go give them a listen if you're into that kind of stuff. If not, then I wouldn't suggest it to save your life. Leave a like in this video if you want to. If not, that's fine. If you want to spit roast me in the comments and call me a whore or whatever, you can go ahead and do that. Or if you want to just leave a dislike and call me a dick or something, that would be much appreciated as well. I really don't care. It's what you guys want to do. I'm just a video guy here. So stay tuned for more episodes of this. I really appreciate you guys watching another review on a band. Done in a more documentary-ish kind of way. I'm not going to get into the actual facts and like stuff about the band that much. I'm just kind of giving my opinion, my experience, and then what they basically are. And that's what this whole series is. It's something I always wanted to do. I used to do it with rappers, and I think it would be better with all the bands that I'm learning. And it would be fun to just continue doing these. So leave a like, leave a comment on what band I should look into next. You guys can suggest bands, or you can ask me what I think of some popular bands, and of course I'll give a review. Or hell, you can even contest me and argue me about the bands that I review. If you have a different viewpoint or perspective, I'll put up a follow-up video. And I'm not going to be a dick to you. I'm just going to read the comment and give feedback on what I think. Like, it's a community thing. When it comes to this series, I would like a lot of feedback from different people. So hope you enjoyed this kind of video format on this channel. I know it's mostly just audios of me and my side bands and solo stuff, but I thought this would be a little interesting break away from the music. So have a good day, y'all.